And joining us, I think for the first time ever on this show, it is Derek White of the Boston Celtics on the Harbor One Hotline. Hi, Derek.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for getting up. I don't know, are you still in time off mode, or are you ready to get back to it?
I know I'm ready to get back to it, but it's been a nice break for sure.
What did you make of the weekend? I'll start with your teammate and the dunk contest. What did you think of Jalen? How he did over the weekend?
I mean, I got a lot of respect for JB to even risk doing something like that, which a lot of people wouldn't even try to do. And he went out there and tried to be creative, and I'll support him 100%.
Derek, did you have a favorite? I mean, when it came to his dunks.
Which one did I like the most?
Yeah.
I like the first one, the Dominique. I like that one. I mean, just to show off a little Atlanta from him, and I mean that's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
Derek, as a lifelong basketball fan who grew up watching the dunk contest, the one thing I respected about Jaylen Brown doing is him as an actual all-star competing, because I feel like a lot of the all-star players, they run from it because they're afraid they don't want to get embarrassed. So that's why you see guys that are G Leaguers coming in and going, "Oh, I'll do it." But that's the one thing that I'm hoping what Jalen did was maybe show some other all-stars next year, hey, let's get this thing back to when, the well-known players were in it and doing it, competing.
Yeah, I think that's what JB was trying to do. And I mean, I got a lot of respect for him to go out there and put everything on the line, and I think he had fun with this, so that's really all that matters.
I know. I feel like you should have been there, and I'm sure that's not what you would say. But when you look at, do guys want to play in that game, and are there ways in your mind to make it more competitive?
I think everybody it's a big honor to be an all-star. I mean, obviously some people have been playing it for many years, back to back to back, and then there's the first timer, so it's kind of a blend of both. And I mean, I think to make it more interesting is the game's got to be close at the end.
Yeah.
Because if it's a close game at the end, then that's when the competitive juices are going to be flowing. It's just not going to happen the whole game. But the game hasn't been close in a while, so it's been kind of not competitive.
Derek, Jalen called you the most underrated player in the league. Do you agree with that? What do you think of him saying that, and what do you think the reason behind that is?
I mean, I think probably prior to this year, I was probably unknown, maybe even prior to the playoffs last year, and so possibly back then I think I was underrated. But now I've definitely gotten more recognition, and I mean, just to hear it from a guy like JB who's done so much in this league. I mean, obviously I'm thankful, and I just want to just keep going out there and try to help us win games. That's really all I'm focused on.
Derek, how difficult, like you said, it is for you to kind of show the rest of the league, the talent that you have. What do you think was the most difficult part of your journey to getting to you where you are now and being able to show everybody that you are a player that can do a lot of things, score, play defense, create? What do you think your most difficult challenge was getting to this point?
I mean, I got drafted by San Antonio, which isn't the biggest market, so you kind of go under the radar. I mean, unless you're Victor, nobody's really paying attention to what's going on in San Antonio, I think. So, especially my first 4 years, I kind of just went under the radar. And then obviously being traded to Boston, it's just a much bigger market, and everything you do just on a bigger stage. And so that kind of goes both ways, good and bad.
I thought it was really cool that Jason Tatum got to meet Larry Bird and talked about how incredible that experience was for him. How important is it for you guys, the history of the Celtics? You play for this storied franchise, but that was also a long time ago. How big of a point of interest for you guys is the history of this franchise?
Yeah, I mean it's always crazy going into the facility or the arena and seeing all those banners and seeing so much history, and you just know about the Celtics history. And so we've had a lot of former players come back, and just spending some time with them, saying hello, shaking their hand. I mean, I think is important, definitely to carry on the legacy that they started. And then, I mean, we're all fans of the game, so just seeing guys that we watched growing up and seeing all these highlights is great to meet them.
Derek, this season feels a little bit different than last season or even the season before that. It feels like there's more continuity on the court, and it seems like you guys are all playing really well together. I don't know if it's a change in, adding Kristaps Porzingis, the subtraction of Marcus Smart, or is it Joe Mazzulla and getting that first season under his belt and getting you guys all on the same page? What do you attribute to that?
I think a little bit of everything. Joe's been great, just trying to instill the basketball joy we talk about all the time, which is just you want to play the right way. You want to move the ball. People got to move and stuff like that. So when we're moving the ball and we're all having fun, we're having that joy, we're a really good team. And then obviously adding KP and Drew just give us so many different options, and there's so many different ways we could win games now. So it's been a lot of fun, and we just want to keep getting better and better and be playing our best basketball at the end of the year.
Derek, one of the things that I think a lot of us have noticed who've watched this team this year is the ability for everybody to kind of buy into their rules and maybe have to give up some of the play for them scoring for themselves, being a selfless team. What do you think is the difference this year when you look at this team as being selfless versus last year?
Yeah, we talked about it before the year. Was like, we know we all can't start. We all can't finish. We probably not going to average the most points we average in a career. Like, it's going to be a different guy each night. So we just had to accept it. Like, some nights I won't finish, and Al will finish, and some nights Drew won't finish, and we just are just completely bought into just winning. So we just have that mindset we talked about from the beginning of the year, and whoever it is that night, we're all just happy, and especially when we get wins.
You have an event coming up that I want to talk about because there's an opportunity it's Derek White, and it's Derek White Strikes to raise money for Special Olympics Massachusetts on the 28th of February. How'd you end up getting involved with Special Olympics?
I think it all started. My aunt's been a part of Special Olympics, so going to events as a kid and just seeing her smile and have fun. She likes to swim, so during those swimming events, and so that's how it all started for me. And then I've been able to just learn more about it and be a part of it in San Antonio and now here in Boston. And so I'm really excited about this event and see how much we can help out this great organization.
Are you a good bowler?
It's a hit or miss. I had one time I bowled a 201, and then every other time I've been struggling since. So I don't know. But one day I said I'm gonna bowl a 300. So I think
wow,
I got a lot of work to do.
You're a big ball guy.
I don't know. I just whatever is around, I just use.
We have the candle pins here in
yes,
Massachusetts.
yeah. I think everywhere else is duck pins.
Yeah, I don't think the small.
Oh, you talking about like the mini bowling?
Yes, yeah, mini bowling.
Yeah, I did that one time last year for an event. I've never heard of it before.
I think it's just a Northeast thing.
Yeah, it's a Massachusetts thing. Yeah. It's like the way we talk.
And Derek, a lot of people would meet you and be envious of the fact that you're an NBA player, a great player on a great team and all that. But Greg is really envious that Cane's Donuts created a donut just to try to get you to the All-Star game. It is Greg's ultimate dream to have a donut named after him. So you have that on him as well.
You said King's Donuts?
Cane's.
They had a whole campaign.
I gotta check it out.
The White's an all-star donut. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like the best donuts around.
I didn't even know. I got to check it out.
Derek, you talked about like everybody kind of like not being selfish. Was that a Mazzulla thing, or did that come from Tatum and Brown the leaders of the team? Where did that kind of like mentality come from of like us, hey, we're not going to be able to get our shots off every single night?
I think a little bit of everything. Joe definitely mentioned it, but like we as players got to buy in, and JT's probably been the most vocal about it. It's like, I don't care if I just score 18 points or whatever. Like, if we win and we get to the end goal, like, I'm going to be happy about it. So, like, a guy at his position that's willing to take that sacrifice, it definitely means a lot. And, JB's done the same thing, too. It's like, oh, how can I make the right play each time down if that's not me scoring or me even be involved in the play? So, there's a lot of little things that we talk about each day, and it's not really on the stat sheet, but it just helps us win.
I know there's a couple lanes left if you want to bowl with Derek. I assume you'll try to get some of your teammates there as well on the 28th. Yeah.
We should have some guys come through, and we have a couple lanes that are still available, and we'd love to just make it as big and as great as possible.
All right. Well, if you're interested, you can go to bowl at specialolympicsma.org and join Derek and the rest of the crew for that event on the 28th at Kings in the Back Bay. And I know you got to get back to practice, but I appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning, and we would love to have you on the show anytime, whenever you're available.
I appreciate you guys.